Um, Let me just follow up a little bit more as well. Scott Morrison came out, I think it was last year, and he said Australia doesn't have a mandatory vaccination policy. Then we saw the mandates roll out, and he came in and he said, "Oh well, that's state issues. I can't do anything about it." But we've seen him intervene in before. So, what do you think this bloke's deal is, Scomo?
Well, I think the colleagues that work with him have said it very clearly. I think Barnaby Joyce nailed him. This bloke couldn't tell the truth, and it's fit. That's his Deputy Prime Minister talking about the bloke that he works for. So you know that the Deputy Prime Minister doesn't trust the Prime Minister, and then you can just go through the parade of all the ministers. They've all said something at some stage about how we don't trust the Prime Minister. He tells lies. He does all of these things. I mean, I'm not putting words into anybody's mouth. You can read it in the paper today. You can see it online. I mean, these are all factual issues, but to the exact point you're talking about, you know, you can't have it both ways. You know, you're never half pregnant. You're either pregnant or you're not. And in his particular case, he's gone out and bought all these jabs, and millions and millions and millions of them. He says that it's not mandatory, but he's sitting back there paying for ads in most papers across this country sponsored by the federal government. Get the third jab. I mean, how many jabs are we going to be putting into people? I mean, I'll tell the world, and I'm not ashamed of this, I haven't had any. And I don't want to have any. I've been down marching with 1 million people in Canberra. I've flown on planes down to Canberra, back, mysteriously. I haven't caught COVID. It's really, really weird. I don't know why it is. Like, maybe I don't wear enough underarm or something like that. Carter doesn't want to come near me for some reason. I must admit, I felt off a few weeks back. I felt like I was hungover for 2 or 3 days, and maybe that was it. I don't know, but I didn't notice it go through. But some people are definitely getting sick from COVID. The ones I'm really, really hearing about have had their third jab and they're in hospital. Yeah. They're the ones that get really sick. And that's a really bad indictment on the Prime Minister of this country, because he's the guy that's gone out promoting it. I'm not letting one state premier off the hook either. They've all backed every single person in politics who has supported this, I believe, is guilty by association. And every single politician who has sat back and said nothing is even guiltier for saying nothing, because they're elected by the Australian people to look after their interest. And you know that point you made about the original constitution and the names above the ballot paper? They were the real people that you voted into the Senate. These days, you're voting for a party. They don't know what the people want. They don't care about what the people want. They care what the party wants.
That's right.
Party wins every time. People come last.
That's right. Yeah, it's a smokescreen. It's a blame game. It's a magic show. It's an illusion. It's all of those words that you want to use. Just think about it this way. People who are afraid of COVID, what are we going to do with the leadership that we've just had in the last 2 years that have brought an experimental drug into the country that is neither safe nor effective? What happens if we get a new variant, quote unquote? How many booster shots we're going to have to get? We've now got people in Victoria being forced to get a third booster shot. The goalposts continue to move. And I don't trust the government, state and federal, to get us through potential future issues with China. I don't trust them to get us through potential other medical issues. I mean, COVID as a whole, people didn't die in any, like, you look at the stats, less people died in the last 2 years than died the 2 years prior in the prior flu season. And that is there for everybody to go and see, go and look at the statistics. Less people died in the last 2 years than what died in the flu season beforehand.
It's the 38th biggest killer in Australia. That means that there's 37 other major killers in Australia. So I didn't see all those lockdowns happen for heart disease or selling Coca-Cola or fatty food products in the shops that give you heart attacks.
Domestic violence. There's a woman that dies every single week because of a violent partner. Where are the millions and trillions of dollars spent around that? Where are the millions and trillions of dollars spent around families getting torn apart in family law court? Where are the millions and trillions of dollars going around for veterans? Which, yes, we are now running in as a society into bodily autonomy issues. The military has had this concern for decades. There is a massive thing that is needing to come out in the military. I have military veteran friends. There is so much corruption and they've been used as lab rats for decades. That needs to come out as well. And if the government really wanted to be transparent and protect its people, it would have done that over the last 2 years, and it just hasn't. Full stop.
Voting is easy when you know how. Just look for the letter H to vote for Steve Dixon and Rebecca Lloyd. Let's do this together, Queensland. Written and authorised by Rebecca Lloyd, Brisbane, Queensland.